All right. Hey, guys, how are you doing today? Still awake, recovering from lunch, right? I hope you guys are going to take away some really important points from this today. My name is Stephanie Nickolich. If you guys aren't familiar with who I am, if you're not, please socially stalk me. That is totally acceptable. I want to give you a little bit of my background information because I am at a point in my business where I feel like I've achieved some success. I've learned a lot of lessons along this way, but it started and it wasn't always a really pretty journey. And I feel like a lot of people that might be sitting in this room right now can probably relate that at one point in their business building journey, or maybe many points in their business building journey, it really wasn't that pretty. I don't even know how to click this thing, but let's see. So my question is, have you ever felt that you're drowning in your own business? Have you ever felt that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, nothing seems to be working in your favor? Have you ever felt, and maybe you even felt that this morning, that you were completely and utterly defeated? That was me, just over 2 years ago. I was in a previous business. I was over $100,000 in debt, but I wasn't willing to give up. And I knew at that time that I also had to be really clear that in order to have it all, I had to stop trying to do it all myself. And there were some really fundamental things that I did differently. There was a moment, and this picture represents a lot for me, because there was a moment where I was sitting, and I'll never forget this, I was sitting at my kitchen table. Well, there was two really fundamental moments sitting at my kitchen table, actually. The first was I logged into my Chase online bank account, normal day, and I log in, and there's not even enough money in there to pay my rent. The shit got real moment, right? About 30 years old, calling my mom, never a conversation you want to have with your mom. Hey, could you help me? Could you kind of supplement my rent this month? Stephanie, when are you going to get a real job? Don't you think maybe you should do something that's going to create income for you, something solid? And I said, don't give up on me. I really need you right now, and please, please, please just trust me on this one. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. I will pay you back. I think it was about $1,000. I will pay you back this $1,000 in 2 weeks. I did keep my promise. Fast forward, I was sitting again, about a year from that moment, at my kitchen table. Actually, not even a year. At my kitchen table, and I was fully booked with clients. In between that time, I had made some massive moves, okay? First, I hired a mentor. I had to get this right. This was not aligned with the reality that I had hoped to create. So the reality I was living in, I actually created it by myself. I had to be willing to take responsibility for where I was, not because it defined me to be $100,000 in debt, but because I had to be real with that the circumstances that got me there were not going to get me to the next step or the next level. And so I put my big girl panties on, and in that moment, I made a decision to hire a mentor. And I'm going to tell you right now, he whipped me into shape. Not in a good way. I cried every week after we got off the phone, probably for 2 months minimum. But I still took precise, massive action on a daily basis. Within the time that I was working with him, I felt that my purpose was revealed. Being a woman, business owner, that was struggling in my business, I decided that it was pretty important that I started serving other women entrepreneurs. Because if I was struggling in silence like this, I had this big polished brand, this beautiful looking business, but inside I felt paralyzed, I felt overwhelmed, and I felt like I couldn't breathe on a daily basis. Until I got out of my own way, I was not able to help myself, and I was not able to help anybody else. So I decided within working with my mentor, and I was creating some massive shifts within myself, that I really needed to start serving other women in business by creating community. And I'm sure the men in the room can relate, so this is for you too. Like I said, when I was struggling, I felt very alone, specifically because I have an online business, which means on most days, I'm not actually interacting live with people. So here I am, sitting in my own world, in my kitchen at the time, just feeling completely defeated. And I felt that I was called to do something about it. Maybe that's why I needed to get that $100,000 of debt under my belt. So I created a community for women, the business I have now, called Success Society. It took off out the gate. I followed my intuition, I followed my passion, and I did something about it. Within months, I was fully booked with clients. And then there was a moment, again, sitting at my kitchen table. I was 4 months pregnant with my daughter, and I looked at my calendar for the day, and it was fully all day long, 12 hours out, calls, and I was like, this isn't it. I'm sure you guys can relate to that moment too. So I was sitting there, and I'm looking at my calendar, I'm like, man, this isn't it. In fact, what is it? Why am I working this hard? What does this all mean? You know, that promise, that vow that I made to myself when I left my corporate job, that it was gonna be this beautiful experience to work for myself, and now I literally feel that I'm a slave to my own business model. This time I was making money, but what became really apparent for me at the time was it wasn't about the money any longer. It was about the freedom. And so when I asked myself out loud in my kitchen, all alone, said, what do I want out of all this? The words came out of my mouth, and I said, I want to build sandcastles on the beach with my baby. It was so alarming for me to even say that at that moment because it was never possible then. So there we go. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was truly about the freedom. And in that moment, I said to the world, I want to build sandcastles on the beach with my baby. I knew it was time to make some major shifts in my business. At that moment, I retired myself from private mentoring. That was July of 2015. That was my sales, my best month in July of 2015. But also, the number of hours required to deliver what I had sold. I was single, I was pregnant, okay? And after that month, I retired myself from private mentoring. Fast forward to January 2017, we did $125,000 in sales in a week. I work 40 hours a week on my business, not in my business. I have a team of 17. I have an in-house sales team of 5 people. Right now, we're getting anywhere from 294 to 324 new leads a day, and we actually collected $52,300 in revenue. At the time, I had a 14-month-old. I don't show you this because I'm bragging, because I think that's super tacky. I'm showing you this because if I'm standing up here talking to you about this, I'm not an exception to this rule. This is possible for everybody that sits there. And there were some really fundamental things that required me to take that moment of burnout, right? Because in July, I was burnt out. I was resentful of my business model. Even though when my business was making money, it wasn't my dream. When I started changing my business and I focused more on what the vision was and how I could serve myself and my family first, my business started to thrive. This is me today. Well, a couple months ago. My daughter's a bit older now. I've become known as the sales funnel queen. It happened pretty quickly, right? I didn't even give myself this name. I've served over 4,500 clients in over 17 countries. In 2016 alone, I helped my high-end clients create more than $30 million in revenue. I am a mommy. I'm obsessed with coffee. I live in Miami, and I am a freedom-obsessed entrepreneur. But above all this, I'm at a place in my business that I work less. I make more money than I ever imagined possible. And I'm impacting people, more people, all over the world on a regular basis. I have more time, more freedom, more happiness, and I actually get to enjoy my life with my daughter. So this was some pictures. We took a cruise recently. You can see how happy she is. Pretty freaking cute, right? This is just some of the moments that we get to enjoy in life. So my goal here is to over-deliver value to you. So I actually want to show you, because I'm a partner to Infusionsoft, and I want to take you behind the scenes of how I use Infusionsoft in my business, of the campaigns that I use to service my clients, to serve my clients, and also to help my clients serve their clients too. So not only, but being a partner also adds another lucrative stream of revenue to my business. So not to be selfish, but who here doesn't want to make a couple passive income bucks a month? So do you want to know my 3 secrets to creating success? Can I get a yes? All right. I was just making sure you guys were awake. So the first piece to the puzzle is automation. So when I was in that space, trading dollars for hours, there was no way that I was going to be able to build my business outside. I was always capped, right? You know that feeling where it's like, no matter how hard I work, no matter if I raise my rates, last time I checked, there's only 24 hours in a day and you gotta sleep sometime. So I started looking at my business. What do I do on a daily basis that I can actually systematize? I still do it today. So if it's something like sending out a contract, how can I use a system and automate the process so that I don't have to rely on myself to be present or even someone on my team to take away from their greatest abilities to do something like this? The minutia, right? Who knows what I'm talking about when you can get held up in the daily minutia of your business, but it's not actually helping you grow. So there's several systems that I use in my business today that basically run the ship. I can be here, I can be on stage speaking to you, I can be with my daughter, I can be taking a vacation, I can be in New York with my family. Wherever I am, I have the ability to grow my business. And also, I don't have to be present all the time anymore, which I feel is a pretty beautiful gift. The next piece to this puzzle is my team. So my Million East to Dream team, the team that I've built, has been one of, if not the best investment that I've ever made and continue to make on a daily basis. Because without my team, I joke that I couldn't tie my shoes. And that's the truth, and it's probably why I just wear shoes that you can't tie. So my Million East to Dream team has been such a fundamental piece in my growth. And even when I was in a space where my business didn't look like I wanted it to, it was still really important for me to figure out who do I need right now in this immediate moment to take me from where I am to the next step of where I want to go. And so when I started, again, I was like $100,000 in debt, but I got super resourceful. I went on, I think it was, actually it wasn't Upwork at the time, it was Elance, Odesk, Elance, right? I would go on there and I would pick people up for a couple of hours a month as contractors, and I'd be like, hey, I have this project. Can we agree to this? A couple hours a month. They say, okay, yes, well, I'll do it. They wanted business too. My relationship evolved. That's how it started. So I went with my immediate need. I initially hired a bookkeeper. It was really important for me to know my numbers, even though there wasn't any money coming in. There was a lot of money going out, so I had to see where's all the money going. I then hired a developer. Now, it's going to look different for everybody that's here, depending on what your strengths are, but those people they're still part of my team today. Some of them have grown with me into the capacity of being a full-time paid employee at my company, now for over 3 years. Education. I should also add to the Million East to Dream team, it's important to have a support system with your family, your community, with peers, because entrepreneurs, we're crazy, right? We take like crazy risks that nobody's gonna understand. They're gonna probably try to talk us out of it, but we're on a mission. So you need to surround yourself with people that understand what you're doing. Next piece is education. I would say probably the second well, I don't know if I can really classify second, third, best, whatever investment, all equally great investments to make in your business. Education. If you want to be the best at what you do, which I'm assuming you do, right, because you're here, then you need to become the best by hanging out with the best and learning from the best and sharpening your skill set and your strengths every single day. Every day I take time out to read articles, to watch workshops, webinars, courses that I bought. I am studying, I am learning, because I am the pioneer and I am at the forefront of what I do. And if I want to serve people at the highest level, then I need to be the best. So education, huge piece of all of this. So now, I want to take you behind the scenes of my actual business. 3 top income-producing funnels, Infusionsoft funnels, the email sequences, that bring my clients into my business, and also that I use to help my clients serve their clients. Ready? Yes? I don't know how well you can see this, so I did this on a smaller screen, so it doesn't really look, it's probably like mumbo jumbo to you right now, but if you guys want the slides, I'd be willing to give them to you. So if you want to drop a business card when we leave up here. I should have been doing like some funnel stuff where I was like, text me, results, whatever. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna I don't even think it's on the screen, so I can't read it myself. So I'm gonna mock you up kind of what's going on here. You will be able to see it in the slides, FYI. So this is a cold lead funnel. Does everybody here know what a cold lead is? No? No? Somebody said no? Okay. So a cold lead is someone that doesn't know who you are. They never liked you on Facebook. They've never watched your videos. They're not on your email list. They've never read your blog article. It's your first time touching this person. Okay? We use Facebook ads as our marketing engine. Okay? So Facebook ads, you ever see an ad pop up in your newsfeed? Everybody here? Awesome. Great. Okay. You probably saw my ad pop up in your newsfeed, huh? Marketing. Okay. So opt-in. So you see a Facebook ad. You have this problem. Let's say you want to, I'll just use this for example. Let's say sales funnels are like complete mystery to you. You're like, everybody in this marketing world is talking about sales funnels. And while this all sounds pretty good, I have no idea what to do with this funnel, okay? So then pops up this sales funnel mastery template that walks you through the psychology that you need on each piece of your sales funnel, and it tells you what elements are necessary to have your pages convert really high. You're like, speaking my language, okay? You enter your name and email, you go to the opt-in page, you enter your name and email, boom. There's a tag that's applied in Infusionsoft, then it sends out an email to you and says, hey, whatever your first name is, here is your sales funnel mastery templates, okay? The next email is, I'm gonna follow up with you and be like, how did you like it? How was the experience? Did you like it? Didn't you like it? What you can do is segment people based on the actions they take. So if they didn't click on the link, tomorrow you can ask them, hey, what's up? What happened? You opted in for this, but you actually didn't. Here it is again, okay? Making sure, re-justifying the fact that they wanted this, here it is in your inbox. From there, actually what we're doing in this particular funnel is giving them the option to have a VIP session, because now I have a sales team. So it really depends on what your goal is. But sometimes we'll also just sell them a micro thank you page upsell product. And that'll be something that's priced under $97, preferably under $67. And for me, the reason why I have that on my thank you page upsell is because I just want to try to break even with my ad budget. If my leads can be paid for by my little paid product, we're awesome. Because when I move them through the rest of the funnels, we'll become hugely profitable. So that's what's in all this blurry stuff right here. Next, I'm going to put them into an emotional email sequence. So I want to reveal a lot to my audience as soon as they're getting to know me. I want to add a lot of value around their business, but I also want them to get to know me. So I'm going to talk to them exactly how I would be talking to anybody that I would meet in person, really build this relationship with them. And then I'm going to tie it back to business, obviously, with a nice call to action, trying to get them to join my Legendary Entrepreneur, which is a monthly membership program. It's $97 a month. These emails go on for about 10 days, okay? If they purchase, they're going to get removed from the sequence, and they're automatically going to be added to our warm lead sequence, which I'll walk you through in a second. And that's going to invite them to a webinar. We cool? So this is the cold lead sequence. This is going to be like a checklist, a download, a resource guide, a snippet of your book, short video series, something that's small, digestible, manageable, easy to consume, highly actionable. Just get them in, get them consuming your content, get them falling in love with you and your brand, and then carry the conversation. You guys have any questions?
Yeah, did you do that yourself, or did you have someone?
I have a tech team.
Okay.
I'm the visionary, right? We know where we shine, and the delegator. So I tell him how I want the sequence to function. This is what I want to accomplish, right? This is the essence that I want to carry over. These are the stories that I want to tell. I'll tell my copywriter. She'll write the copy. Then he'll create the sequence. But I'm very actively involved in it, but I am not building it. But thank you. Good question. Okay, this is our warm lead sequence. This is called our Automation Domination Workshop. I don't know, recently in the online world, people have said, webinars are dead. And people are always asking me what I think about that. Well, I sell 2 to 3 units of this product every week for $1,000 on autopilot, so I'd go as far to say that I don't believe webinars are dead. Whether you want to call it a webinar, a masterclass, a training, or a workshop, I don't really care, but I do care how it converts. So they go through the cold lead funnel. If they take action, they'll automatically be pushed here. We're going to start talking them into the invitation to the workshop. So it's about a 3-day countdown to the live, well, it's not live, but till the workshop that they can attend. And then we're going to start overcoming objections after the workshop, because many people actually need a little bit more justification about why they should purchase this product now. So maybe some extra bonuses you're going to throw in, a session with you. I don't know what you guys do, but something along those lines. It's really helping validate the overall experience and the value of the product that you're selling. From there, so it's about 3 emails intro, 3 emails overcoming objections, kind of like, I hate that last chance, but kind of like the last chance is happening in the last couple of emails. This series goes on for 12 days, and then from there, if they at least registered, okay? So for me, it shows they've taken 2 actions. That constitutes a hot lead to me. The next sequence I'm going to push them through, which is actually my favorite sequence because it's highly profitable, is my email-only sequence. This is just a series of 6 emails. The whole purpose of this sequence is to get them to say yes, and then to book a call with my team, and then my team will do the rest. So we sent the sequence out, and we'll depending on what we're trying to sell, obviously, we'll adapt the sequence to reflect that. So we sent the sequence out a couple of months ago. We were trying to fill up a live 2-day in-person mastermind. It was $10,000 a person to attend. Within a week, we had made over $50,000 from this email sequence, exactly like you see it. It's just 6 emails. So just to validate further the way that our business is built, I don't have I guess this thing does point, does it? Oh my God, look at this. Okay, so this is the opt-in right here, right? So the cold lead that we talked about, it's gonna be educational and actionable. This is the immediate thank you page upsell. So I know you've probably gone to people's landing pages, put your name and email in, and then they're like, but wait, you can buy this additional workshop, and it's only $67. And you're like, oh my God, I need this, right? And then you buy it. Or maybe you don't, but I always buy it. And then you're going to move them through your funnel. So this is the cold lead funnel here, freebie to upsell, right? If they buy this product, they can also unlock this product at a special one-time only offer. When you say it's one-time only, please don't be a slimy marketer. Hold your promise that it's one-time only. So I'll reduce the price of this $497 product to a $297 price point. 10% of people that buy this also buy this. Great in terms of increasing the client value pretty quickly. If you go to my website, it's $497. Didn't lie to you. Next piece is, if you're talking about the psychology of how you're building out your staircase to success, we go 4 to 5 times as much is like totally acceptable for the client. But sometimes we trip them out, and that's fine too, right? You just have to see what works in your business. The next piece of this would be like a customized strategy piece. So if we're thinking in terms of your staircase to success, and the piece before is, roughly $500, then what the client would easily say yes to, that's what I'm talking about, easily say yes on autopilot is up to a price point of $19.97. I sell a product that's $9.97 here, right? I have a reduced price of $2.97 on my one-time offer. I sell a $997 product, and the next step in my staircase to success is an $8,000 or $10,000 program, and we sell it pretty regularly, or my higher level mastermind, and those two pieces, they take a phone conversation, right? So that would be where the email only would come in, drive people to say yes, click a button, say yes, book a call to my calendar. We're making it super easy breezy for them. They're taking action. They get on the phone with you or your team. It used to be me when I was doing this by myself. You close the deal, you sell them your consulting, your services, whatever your higher level products is, boom. If they're not ready for that, get them into something, right? So sell them your $9.97 program. Sell them your $97 a month membership. Whatever you've got available that fits what their need and desire is right now, get them into that. This you can't see either. Darn it. Okay, but I'll give you guys this if you're interested in this. This is how we map out all of our funnels. This is how we map out the psychology of all of our funnels. So as you saw it in the staircase to success and you saw the emails behind the scenes, this is the actually front end of what it looks like. So this shows you this is where they opt in. What do you need for your opt-in? You need a landing page system. What happens here? Your landing page system connects to your Infusionsoft, triggers a tag. You put them through an email sequence. What happens next? They have an opportunity to buy your thank you page upsell product while they're on that thank you page. But behind the scenes, your Infusionsoft sequence is kicking off and it's doing the work, right? Do they purchase? Don't they purchase? Maybe the sequence they go into is going to look a little bit different if they purchased or they didn't purchase. You guys get where I'm headed here? And it carries down. So it moves all the way through the staircase to success to your higher level products, where you're then going to facilitate a phone call, get them on the phone, close them into higher level products. And this is, you can see it in the actual PDF, so if you guys want it, I'll be happy to give it to you. So furthermore, I know the reason why a lot of you guys are here, like, how can I become successful as a partner? Like, listen, lady, everything you said is great, but listen, how am I going to apply this to my business? And how can I not only layer on that level of support, but also add another lucrative revenue stream to my business? So I actually want to walk you through how I sell the partner program, okay? So how would you guys like if today you got access to the same 3 funnels that run my entire business? Right? You guys are awesome. Okay. But above and beyond just giving you these same 3 funnels that run my entire business, I'm going to release them into your Infusionsoft account within 48 hours. We're cool? Sounds good, right? And on top of that, I'm actually going to waive the $1,800 Infusionsoft setup fee. So you can take that $1,800, you can put it back in your pocket, you can go buy yourself a nice outfit, maybe take a cruise with your spouse, whatever you want to do, that money is yours to keep. Would that be cool? Be pretty awesome, right? But yeah, above and beyond that, I'm actually gonna give you a really ridiculous bonus as we're here today. I'm gonna take my program, Funnel on Fire, and I'm just gonna include it as a bonus. So the benefit of bonusing that program, other than you wanting to jump and give me a kiss, do you think if you had access to all of my funnels, all of my email sequences, I sent this to you all within 48 hours, I waived the Infusionsoft setup fee of $1,800, and on top of all that, I bonused you in all the curriculum that teaches you the strategy and psychology behind everything that I've created? Could you see the benefit to having that in your hands in your business? Yes? A couple of you, maybe? Can I get a yes? All right. So that's exactly what makes me different. There's a lot of people out there that are just really hungry for you to do the work for them. But what I've found is that I've actually hired out the work. I've hired people to build funnels for me. I've spent as much as $15,000 handing over everything and getting something back that wasn't the result that I desired. But above and beyond that, when I actually got it back and it wasn't working, I had no idea how to fix it. And so that's what makes me different. I don't just want to give you the fish. I actually want to teach you how to fish. Because the combination of both will never leave you hungry. Woo woo, right? So can I ask you a serious question? We're friends here, right? We can get serious. I want you to think for a moment of what would it be like for you to put yourself in that future version of yourself. Maybe it's going to be next week, where you have a business that highlights your leadership skills. You have a business that doesn't lose momentum when you walk away from it, whether it's taking a vacation, going out to dinner with your parents, visiting a friend in Iceland, whatever it is. A business that gives you more freedom, more time, more flexibility. A business that month over month generates more revenue, impacts more people's lives, is in total alignment of who you are, and runs on autopilot. What would it feel like to have that? Can I get a couple responses? Awesome. Wonderful. Liberating? A mythical unicorn land. I've never gotten that response before. I like it. Okay. Anybody else? Feel pretty freaking good, right? So today I want to ask you, have you been relying on one resource to fuel the success of your entire business? And I hope that you're going to take a second and be honest with me. And if you can't be honest with me, then please be honest with yourself about it. Because the truth of the matter is, are you that resource? And if you are that resource, I gotta be real with you. You're setting yourself up for failure. I'm not saying that because I don't believe in you. I'm saying that because I am you. I was sitting in those shoes just 2 years ago. My reality looked drastically different than it does now. And it wasn't until I became really honest with what I had to do to take myself and my business to the next steps, it was never going to happen. I say that because I want you to become resourceful when you leave this room. I actually made this up. I didn't even take this from somebody. I find that most people are too busy struggling to find the one thing that's going to make them successful. But the smartest and most successful people are looking for the people that have already found it. Where do you fall on the spectrum, right? You guys are here because you have an amazing opportunity to become a partner in Infusionsoft. I don't know if you noticed this, but the way I sold you those funnels, pushed you in 48 hours, is the exact way that I sell my clients the opportunity to join Infusionsoft, which then also gets me a client and affects me in a positive way as a partner. It can be that simple, okay? You can be resourceful. We live in a land of resources. It doesn't have to be time. It doesn't have to be money. People have done the work for you. I sat up here on a panel yesterday, and I was actually blown away because, to be honest with you, I didn't go through the Infusionsoft certification. So if there's anybody that's in the audience that's saying, I'm not techie. Neither am I, and I build funnels for a living. I know where I shine, and I know where I don't. And the best thing that I can say to you is that hire the people to help you, or form bonds with the people that can help you to help make you stronger so that you can live your life's purpose, so that you can do what you're supposed to be doing in this world, which is not struggling. So when I sat up here on the panel yesterday and I looked at just the campaigns that they were giving us for being partners, I was blown away, because I know from an inside perspective how much it actually takes, time, team, everything, to put this together. And I'm like, what? This is worth the money alone. So you know what I did this morning? I hopped on a call with my team, and I'm like, we're building out these sequences. We're taking what they're already doing, we're making it our own, and then we're going to provide another layer of service to our clients. I think as humans, we have a tendency to overcomplicate things, but this is as simple as it gets. And sometimes simplicity is key, right? So that's all I got for you guys today. I know the timing's not right, or is it right? It wasn't going off before. I want to open it up to questions if you want to ask me anything about automation, sales funnels, marketing, Infusionsoft, partner, whatever you want to ask me. I'll take an audience. So, anybody? Yeah?
How did you find a mentor that you would be compatible with when you started your process?
Awesome. I was at a conference. I'm an educational junkie, so I was out at a 3-day conference. I live in Florida, so I was in West Palm Beach. I was in a point where I was really struggling in my business, but I felt like it was going to be important for me to be at that conference, so I made it happen. I bought a VIP ticket, because that's how I roll, right? And I was sitting at the dinner on the first night, and there was a table up front of highly successful people in the millions, right? And I was very much struggling at the time. So they said, we have time for a couple of questions. I ran up to the front of the room quicker than I've probably ever run in my life, because I only run when I'm chased, and that doesn't happen often. And I got up there and I was like, listen, I'm hugely passionate. I got this idea. I know that I can be successful, but the thing is, my current reality and the success that I'm seeing, like, I have no idea how I'm gonna get there. And I just was really vulnerable and honest, and there was people sitting in that room, probably around 100 people. Over the next 2 days, people kept coming up to me. I got 3 names of people that they felt that I should talk to see if I was a good fit to work together. One of those people became my mentor. I have still, to this day, never met him in person. That was almost 5 years ago. We just reconnected recently, and we're working on some other projects together now. I knew when it was the right person, and I also knew when it wasn't the right person. So I wasn't just going to jump the gun to get somebody that wasn't going to be a good fit for what I had in mind. But when I talked to him on the phone, I knew, one, he wasn't going to deal with my shit, okay? And that's what I needed. I needed like a serious kick in the you-know-what. And he understood business. He was the CEO of several multi-million-dollar businesses. So he had that, which I hadn't yet accomplished.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I know there was another question. Yeah?
Just getting started with Infusionsoft. Hello. Just getting started with Infusionsoft, so on the 3-part Kickstarter program. I wanted to have that first newsletter out by like today, but that's going to happen next week. What's a recommendation for somebody really just getting started with this? I want to grow toward all of that, but just taking the first step. And can you help somebody like that?
My suggestion is to link up with someone that's already doing it, whether it's someone in-house, one of their coaches in support, they've been awesome for me as a partner, or whether it's somebody in the outside world, you can come talk to me about it. Like, what would it look like to get you up to speed like that? I know becoming a partner is also going to accelerate that. Listen, can I say this? I bought Infusionsoft twice as a user. When I first bought it, I was a donor for 6 months. Yeah, one of many other things I was donors to. It wasn't until I saw a campaign fully set up, like you're seeing on the screen, except it's really blurry, so you can't really see anything up there. But it wasn't until I saw it fully mapped out, I'm that person, I need to see that it made sense to me. Once it was all mapped out in front of me, I said, I get it. I know exactly what I have to do to serve my clients and then to help them serve their clients. So I'll give you these slides if you want. You can come hang out with me in my Facebook group, talk to the people here. They've been awesome. Yeah?
I was going to say, so continuing on what you just said, when you got to that point, did you find somebody on Upwork or somebody else that knew Infusionsoft basically gave you
Yep.
the vision, and then they built your campaigns out for you?
That's it.
And they kind of walked you through it so you could do step by step and make any changes if you need to, right?
That's it. So I knew what I wanted to accomplish, right? I knew I study marketing and funnels, like this is what I do. So I might have a little bit of an advantage in that, but you can follow this. Swipe it, take it. It works. It runs my whole business. 3 campaigns, that's it. So exactly to your point, yes. I knew the strategy. I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I knew how leads responded to certain things, certain actions at certain times, certain content, certain conversations. So that part I knew, and then to your point, I went to Upwork. I hired a technician off of Upwork. That's what I'm talking about. Get resourceful. It's not because you now have a full in-house team, but I didn't always have that. At the time, I was Elance, Odesk. Now we have Upwork. It's awesome, you guys. Go on there. Get somebody for a micro project. You can look at their portfolio. You can look at their testimonials. You can look at their ratings. They're just as happy to do the job for you as you are happy for them to do it for you. It's awesome. So, yes. And then obviously after that, we test a lot of elements. So we're constantly looking at data and metrics. I'm a numbers junkie because that's how I've built my business. You've got to be paying attention. What are people responding to? What are they not responding to? Oh, it's this one email where everyone's dropping off. Change the headline. Change the call to action. Put it back out. Continue to deploy it. See what happens. Did you get a better result? Measure these things. We actually, like I was mentioning, we were sitting on the phone with my in-house tech team this morning. I was going over one of our new sequences that we deployed, and we took everything we learned from the last sequence, because we're always learning and growing, you're never going to stop, and we implemented it into a new sequence, changed it just a little bit. Our email open rates were 39%, 37.5, 35, 34, all the way 12 emails in, it was still 21% open rate. We're boom, right? I think I saw a question up here. Yeah.
I had one back here too.
Oh, hi.
All right, hi. Yesterday, when you mentioned how you bundle Infusionsoft as a partner, Infusionsoft in with your programs, did you also mention that besides waiving the initial fee, you also cover their first few months or something like that?
No.
Did you not? Okay.
I do not. So exactly how I sold it today is exactly how I sell it on the phone. What I didn't mention is that I tell them, what if I could waive the Infusionsoft setup fee, $1,800, you can put that back in your pocket. The only thing you will be responsible for is the monthly fee, and even I pay the monthly fee. Takes care of that. We're all right, cool, whatever. Yep.
So my question is somewhat related to a previous question. What you have presented to us 4 or 5 slides ago, a sample of
Which, a funnel? Emails?
I wasn't sure if you are going to offer us those campaigns, or was it the sample how you sell those campaigns?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got confused here for a moment. So we're not getting those campaigns unless we go through your process?
Well, if you want to come buy them, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, it sounded for a moment like you're giving us them for free. Maybe I'm the only one who was confused.
No, I was selling you just like I sell
All right,
Infusionsoft.
but there's no dollar value, so how much do we pay you for that? Where's the actual sales pitch? How much is it to join that?
Funnel on Fire, or what I was selling you is the Inner Circle. It's
Okay.
$2,500 a month, split into. It's a 12-month program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and if I could ask you please to go to your success steps slide.
Oh, which one is that?
The one with your program start, that's the one.
Okay.
What do you offer at the implementation? And how does it differ from customized strategy? So what's the value difference from 2,000 to 10,000?
The value
The
difference,
value,
or like
what's in
the
the content?
product?
What's
the
in-
product?
what's the
Okay.
difference in
So
content?
mine is an automated program, $997. It's called Passive Profit Mastery. It's very specific to one piece of, it actually was $1997 at one point. I ran it live. I did an automated program with 2 live group coaching calls, but I don't run it live anymore. But they do have like a support group that they have access to on Facebook, right? So they can help their peers along in the journey together. It's $997. It comes with 8 modules, self-guided, homework, I don't know off the top of my head. Swipe files of some email sequences. It's not set up for them, but it's setting them up for success. The only thing is, what they're lacking is the support and accountability feature. For $10,000 or $8,000 or $10,000, which is our Funnel and Fire program, which what I was selling, I was bonusing it in because that's my higher level program. For $8,000 or $10,000, what they get is they get my funnels pushed to them, my top 3 income producing sales funnels, the front end. So the actual pages that are set up and tested in my sales funnels through ClickFunnels. It gets pushed right to their ClickFunnels account. Then they also get waive the Infusionsoft setup fee of $1,800. I push them those 3 email sequences that go with those 3 funnels. And then for 6 weeks straight, I walk them through the psychology behind and the strategy of adapting it to them as well. They also get 4 coaching calls, live coaching calls. One of them is with me, and it's over 8 weeks. One of them is with me. One of them's with my automation expert. One of them's with my copywriter. One of them's with my mindset expert, because it all matters in your success. And they also get a one-on-one private setup of their Infusionsoft with my in-house technician. And it sells all the time. You're welcome. Any other questions? Yeah?
And your clients all have different kinds of businesses or all?
Yeah. Majority of my clients are service-based entrepreneurs. I do have some that are in product-based businesses, whether they work for a multi-level marketing company or they are trying to launch their own products, selling their own products. I would say about 95% are service-based entrepreneurs. I have everyone from best-selling authors to lawyers to energy healers, coaches. I have a client that runs a doodle institute. She teaches people how to doodle for a living. I'm trying to think of some of them off the top of my head. I have one that runs a Facebook ad agency. I have one that's like a productivity expert. So it's kind of all over the place, yeah.
Any of those really focus on educational things? I'm an executive director for nonprofits, so it's all about connecting people to education.
So you could create your funnels specific to the nonprofit industry. You could create your email sequences specific to the nonprofit industry, and then you could go out there and deploy your funnels to other nonprofits.
Do you know somebody who's already done that already that we could be one of those people to buy from?
I do not, but if anybody in the room, this is a great place to connect with people. Ears open, right? I don't personally know anybody that builds funnels in the nonprofit space, but if you want to connect, I'll keep my feelers out for you. Yes?
I can see that, I know this session is about funnels. I'm wondering what other revenue generators you have in your business. Do you do joint ventures? Do you do speaking?
I can't really hear you that well.
Oh, I'm sorry. What other forms of revenue do you have coming into your business other than your products? I mean, this looks fantastic, but do you have like JV partnerships or speaking or any other areas?
I actually don't do, as of yet, any affiliate relationships. All the products that I sell are my own products. So but that doesn't mean you have to wait until you have a product to sell. I just want to be clear about that. A lot of my clients do come to me and they haven't had products created. And although I do assist them in the creation of their own products, I want them to actually get out there and sell something. So I don't care if it's somebody else's course. There are so many products. I'm sure you know this, but the e-learning industry as a whole, I think it was in 2015 2015 was classified as a $264 billion a year industry. It's likely to double. I don't know the final stats for 2016, but it was likely to double in 2016, and again, it's probably going to double this year. The point of me saying that is the consumer is digesting, receiving, and learning in a very different capacity than they ever have before. And to be sitting in this room right now, we're on the forefront of it. This is just the beginning. So get out there, connect with your clients, and sell something. The actual psychology and the art of selling has never and will never change. What is changing faster and more rapidly than it ever has before is the vehicle. We are the vehicle. Infusionsoft is the vehicle, or one of. So we're right in it, and this is a great time to be in this industry. I hope that makes sense and answers your question. Yeah. How do I make them, or where do I host them? I use Thinkific. Any other questions? Yeah.
So time frame, like I can do the technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a vertical segment, and I've been doing it just by hours, and so I can see how I could replicate this same idea in a different vertical. How long did it take you to get all the materials, like the webinars and so forth?
How fast do you move?
Get my tea.
I mean, so in terms of creating like the actual products, might be helpful to understand this. I'm the visionary and I'm the creative, so when I come out with an idea for a product, it's usually me. And it usually comes from my own need in some capacity. So my first digital product that I ever created was a $27 product. I've sold thousands of units of that product now. It teaches you how to build your email list. I built mine from 0 to 4,000 names in like 4 weeks. And I was doing like a really intense marketing campaign at the time, but I wasn't lying about that. I was telling them, like, I went down, I gave them for $27. I already did the work. What am I gonna do with it now? I already did it. So I gave them all the audiences I used, I gave them all the targeting, I gave them all the budgets, the timeline. Every week I broke it down in a 4-week period. What did I do week 1? What did I do week 2? What did I do week 3? What did I do week 4? That product took me 4 hours to create. I don't know the exact direct revenue, but it's more than $27,000 for 4 hours of my time. So I would say, are your private clients paying you that much? I would say likely nobody's probably saying yes in the room. On top of that, because the program was so awesome for $27, people would jump the funnel and buy a $10,000 product. It might take them 2 days. The quickest I ever saw was 2 days. I got a Facebook message from somebody that bought my product on a weekend, and in the same weekend, she sent me a Facebook message, and she's like, holy crap, I'm blown away. I can't believe this was $27. I bought a course about list building. That was $4,000. It didn't even teach me what you taught me in $27. What do you got in your back pocket? I said, I got a mastermind. She said, okay, let's do it. Now, that's happened repeatedly, but that's just one instance.
2 questions.
Yes.
First one, so 3 secrets to success. I've got automation, education, what's the third one?
The team, support.
And what's with the 7s? Is that your favorite number?
Huh?
67, 97, 27?
Oh, psychological reasons. It's easier for somebody to buy something that ends in a 7. It's not like the lucky 7s are right. I like the number 7, but it has nothing to do with me. Okay. Any other questions? No? Nailed it?
All right, thank you, Stephanie.
Thanks, guys.